everyone, welcome back. Today I have 3 new Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs for you to help you get in the holiday spirit. If you're new here and you like home decor and DIYs on a budget, stick around by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. Alright, let's get into these DIYs. For this DIY, I'm going to use 2 of these candy canes that you put in your yard that I got from Dollar Tree, but instead of putting them in my yard, I'm going to make a cute little candy cane ladder out of them. For the rungs on the ladder, I'm going to use these wooden dowels from Dollar Tree, and I just used 6 of them, and then I'm going to paint them with some of this red chalk paint and then let them dry. Once the wooden dowels were all painted and dried, I got back out my candy canes, and now I'm just going to place them side by side from each other, and then I'm going to take one of the wooden dowels and I'm going to rest that on one of the candy canes with the curved part pointed up, and I'm going to hot glue that down to that candy cane, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side of the wooden dowel on the other candy cane with the curved parts of the candy cane facing upward, and then I'm going to do that all the way down for the other 5 rungs of the ladder. And you just want to make sure that your candy canes are even in height, so that way when you stand up your ladder, it's all even. I just used hot glue to secure everything down. The first rung was the hardest. Once that was secured with the hot glue, it was easy to put the other rungs on. Now, as far as for the spacing between the rungs on the ladder, I didn't use a measuring tape or anything. I just used my fingers and kind of estimated how far apart they would be, but you can definitely measure if you'd like. Now, to secure the rungs better onto the candy canes, I'm going to go ahead and use some red twine, which I just got from Dollar Tree, and then on the back of the ladder, I'm just going to hot glue that piece down, and then I just wrapped it around and crisscrossed it in between the rungs, and I did that for all of the rungs on each side, and that's just going to make sure that this doesn't move on you and the hot glue doesn't come up, because with just the hot glue, it's not as secure as it could be. So this will make it a lot more secure. Once the rungs were all wrapped with the twine, the ladder was finished. It turned out so cute, and there's multiple uses for this ladder. You can use it in your decor for Christmas and set it up, or if your kids are into the elf on the shelf, it works out perfectly to put your elf on there and surprise the kids in the morning. I paired it with a couple elves from Dollar Tree. It looks super cute this way. You could also use this as a kitchen towel holder, or even a stocking holder would work for this as well if you don't have a fireplace. So there's many different options, and this is super cute for Christmas. For this DIY, I'm going to use one of the white pieces of foam board from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use a pencil and trace out a little squiggly design. I'm going to be making a melted snowman, so this is going to be the base for my melted snowman, so it doesn't have to be a perfect circle or perfect edges. And then once I get that traced out, I'm going to use a little box cutter from Dollar Tree and just cut the design out. For the head of my melting snowman, I'm going to use this 3D wreath form from Dollar Tree. I'm going to open it up, and because it didn't come with the little silver pieces to hold this open, I'm going to take the long metal pieces that stick out into the sphere, and I'm just going to bend them upwards so that way my shape holds itself, since I don't have those pieces. But if you have those pieces, you can use those to keep this in place. Then I'm going to put a big dollop of hot glue in the place where I want my head to be, and then I'm going to hold my shape there so that way it stays in place. Put a little more hot glue on the top just to keep it in place. Then I did paint this white, just the metal 3D wreath form, because I'm going to use this snow blanket from Dollar Tree, and it is a little bit see-through, as you can tell here, but I'm just going to take that out of the package, and I'm going to place it over everything, and then once I get it kind of in place. I'm going to flip the whole piece over, and I'm going to hot glue the edges of the snow blanket to the edges of the foam board. I did this all the way around the foam board. I did leave a little bit opening in the back of the head so that way I could insert some lights later on, and I'll show you that later on in this video. But I did keep it loose. I didn't pull it tight so that way the fabric was loose fitting on the top of the piece, and then I cut the excess fabric on the bottom. Now I'm going to add some lights around the melted part of the snowman. So I just used these battery operated colored lights from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to flip the whole piece over again and do this on the opposite side of where the melted snowman's head is going to be. So I just took my little box cutter and I cut an X for me to place the light through that to come up through the front of the piece, and I did that all the way around until the lights ran out. Once the lights were pushed through to the front side of the board, I took the battery pack and I hot glued it to the bottom of the board, making sure I could still access the batteries so that way I could change them later on. And then I flipped the board over and I pushed the lights through the fabric, which is really easy to do because it's thin fabric. Now I'm going to dress up my snowman with some buttons. I just got these buttons from Dollar Tree. I picked out 3 of them that were alike, and I hot glued them to the bottom of the board so that way it looked like they already melted off the snowman. Now for the snowman's face, I'm going to use some of these black wooden beads. You can use some of the buttons instead. I just had these wooden beads from Dollar Tree and I thought they kind of looked like pieces of coal and they were perfect for the snowman's face. So I used a couple for the eyes and I just used hot glue to secure them down in place on top of that fabric. And then for the mouth, I used 6 pieces and I just started in the middle and then worked my way outward on each side to make a cute little smile for the snowman. For my snowman's nose, I am going to use this battery operated LED necklace from Dollar Tree. The bulbs come with different colors and it flashes in 2 different modes, and then it has a steady state as well. So I'm going to leave it in the steady state and I'm just going to take one of the yellow bulbs since it's closest to orange, and I'm going to feed that through the back of the snowman's head where I left that opening, and then I'm just going to go ahead and push that through the fabric and use a little hot glue to secure that onto that piece of metal that is the head. And then I'm going to go ahead and leave the on-off switch sticking out of the back side of the snowman's head, and then I'm just going to glue that fabric in place to keep everything nice and snug. And then the head lights up and the body lights up, and he turned out super cute. This is perfect. You can put it on a centerpiece as a centerpiece on your table. You can make this with your kids, leave it under your Christmas tree. It's just a cute piece of Christmas and winter decor for this time of year. For this next DIY, I'm going to use 5 of these candy canes from Dollar Tree, and you can see these are red and white compared to the ones I used for the ladder are red, green, and white. So you can use whatever colors you want. I'm going to use these ones, and I'm just going to place them upside down on the floor so the curved part is sticking out, and then I'm going to gather them at the top, and I'm using a red zip tie, and I'm just going to zip tie them together at the top. Then once they're zip tied, I am going to take them and just kind of fan them out at the bottom so that way it looks like a Christmas tree. Then I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue and I'm going to place that at the top of the piece so that way it kind of holds it together for me while I am working with it. And then I'm going to take these 3 bells that came from Dollar Tree a few years ago. I think they were ornaments, but I honestly don't know. So I just had them lying around in my stash. So I'm going to tie some red twine to each one of them. And then I'm going to take all 3 of those bells and gather them up. And then I'm going to stagger them so that they're at different heights, and then tie together the twine at the top. And then I'm going to tie the twine in the middle of the candy cane Christmas tree. And then I'm going to use some more twine and I'm going to wrap that around the top there so that way you can't see everything that's gathered there at the top. I just use a little bit of hot glue to secure that twine. And then I'm going to use one of these wooden stars, and I painted it, added a twine bow, and then on the back I cut a skewer down and then I hot glued it to the back of the star to make a little pick so that way I could set it down inside of my candy canes that are gathered up. And then I hot glued that star down to the top of the candy cane. And I love how this candy cane Christmas tree turned out. It's really pretty and super easy and inexpensive to make. It's perfect to put by a fireplace or on a tabletop for some Christmas decor. Thank you all so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.